Yo, what's up, everybody? Mike and Dan both here today, and we're back, baby. Took a bit of a much-needed break in February, but now it's time to get back into things. I'm talking mock drafts, free agency, and even division predictions coming up towards the end of the month. Make sure you subscribe so you don't miss out. All right, Dan, what are we doing today?
Much needed break. That is correct. So today, we're going over some random mock draft. Why? Why not? So honestly, we're just going to be going over mock drafts for the next 2 weeks maybe, and go over free agents and all that kind of stuff. We'll start with this dude's mock draft. His name is Chad. And yeah, so at the number one pick, he has some dude named Patrick Mahomes being selected. I'm just kidding. Obviously, Trevor Lawrence. There's nothing really you gotta say about this one. It's the obvious number one pick. And that's it. That's all you gotta know. So yeah.
Total agreement. I mean, let's be real. They're taking Trevor Lawrence. They tanked. They don't have Gardner Minshew. Minshew mania. I guess they're replacing Minshew now. Minshew had the beard and everything. I mean, Trevor Lawrence is a bit of a flow. I guess they can get on that bandwagon instead. So they're taking Trevor Lawrence. Makes sense to me.
All right. Number two pick. The realistic. Come on, this team should be up here at number one, but it's not. Because this team decided to beat teams like the Rams for no reason or some others. Already, they're selecting Zach Wilson. Why? Because Trevor Lawrence is going to be picked number one instead of number two. New York Jets, Sam Darnold went 7-9 2 years ago, and he was injured with mono half the season or out. And then the year after, the team goes 2-14. This dude's injured the whole year. Joe Flacco's playing. Is this a good pick? Yes or no?
It's going to become a little more clear towards draft day. If the Jets try moving Darnold, then, I expect them to draft Wilson. After Lawrence, him and Fields are the two best quarterbacks left. I mean, if they decide to stick with Darnold, though, maybe they try and trade out of this pick to a team like the Panthers. I mean, and number two, there's basically 5 players all worthy of drafting. So really just depends on the team and what they need positionally. So if the Jets do trade down a couple spots, they could still get a number 2 overall talent potentially. So maybe the Panthers trade up here, or maybe the Jets do take this guy and move Darnold for some extra capital. I don't know.
Yeah, I think Sam Darnold, he's just on a horrible team. He had a horrible coach, and it's not his fault. I don't like to pick. It's just going to happen again. But they got a new coach, the 49ers defensive coordinator, so I believe the Jets have a bright future. So the third pick, the Miami Dolphins, and they're going to be projected to select a wide receiver named Ja'Marr Chase. I do believe the Miami Dolphins drafting skill players, wide receivers, running backs, those type of players, that is what they're going to do. That is a smart move. And Ja'Marr Chase is a good wide receiver, but is he the number one receiver on your list, yes or no?
I mean, it's can you really say number one? They're different. There's 3 big receivers this year: Ja'Marr Chase, Devontae Smith, Jalen Waddle. Every single mock draft has these guys projected in different spots. Now, Smith is a smaller guy with tons of speed, but Chase, you sacrifice a bit of that speed for a bigger build. It reminds me a little bit of Alshon. He even has more strength than Devontae Smith too. So Ja'Marr Chase seems like he would be a good help to Tua. And I don't know about you, but tank for Tua might not have worked. The Dolphins seem scared to let him pass, which means, if Ryan Fitzpatrick replaces Tua, I mean, I know he's a rookie and everything, but Tua didn't look that great to me at all. So I definitely expect him to draft some offense and try and show him off a little bit next season, and hopefully give him the reins a little bit more trust, and he'll take that next step in his second year. What do you think about Tua?
Yeah, dude, Tua, questionable pick last year. I don't know. He did not play good as a rookie, but he was a rookie. And in my opinion, why select Ja'Marr Chase when you could have Devonta Smith, Heisman Trophy winner, and former teammate of Tua? It's just heaven, match made in heaven. I don't know why not. And later down the draft, we might see another Alabama reunion in Miami. But let's go to number 4. The Atlanta Falcons selected to take a QB, Trey Lance. What is your opinion on this?
All right, Trey Lance. All right, if the Falcons want to move on from Matt Ryan and draft his predecessor this year, then whatever. They have to make the decision early, though. At 4th overall, they're going to have to choose between Trey Lance and Justin Fields. Justin Fields was confused at points by defenses. I'm a little nervous about him. I don't mind Trey Lance being chosen before him, honestly. Reminds me a little bit of Justin Herbert. If the Falcons don't move on from Matt Ryan, though, it's going to be kind of weird taking a quarterback here. There's some pretty good talent at the skill positions. We still have Jalen Waddle, Devontae Smith, Kyle Pitts, and even some pretty solid defensive players too. So if they do take a quarterback here, what does that say about the future of this franchise and what they see? Do they think they can't win now? If they want to win now, then they probably wouldn't take a quarterback unless they're moving off of Matt Ryan. So a lot of different things that the Falcons can do here with number 4. I don't mind this pick, but it's whatever route they want to take.
Yeah, so the problem is with the Falcons is that, they choke every game, right? It's not because of, I don't know how it's possible, but partly to blame Matt Ryan, who just can't score points in the second half of games. I mean, it's Matt Ryan's retiring sooner or later. It's a good pick, in my opinion. Nothing really else you gotta know. So, number 5, Cincinnati Bengals, offensive tackle, match made in heaven, obviously. And Mike will explain why.
Yeah, so we saw where Burrow's offensive line got him this year. This seems like a smart pick, but Devontae Smith seems like the fun one. How tempting are the Bengals going to be to get T. Higgins, Tyler Boyd, and Devontae Smith? And that's without garbage, injury-prone A.J. Green, Devontae Smith, Joe Burrow, T. Higgins. Oh, explosion. But then he's also sacked every play. So, I mean, they got to be smart. But it's a tough pick for this team. Whatever they choose, it's probably going to help this team out a lot. So whatever they want to do.
Yeah, so Joe Burrow, I believe he's most likely not to play next season because of his injury. Getting offensive tackle this year and next year, probably the move to go. Dude was sacked every play. So number 6, number 5 is a good pick.
6. We got the quarterback.
All right, number
factory.
6.
Oh, the QB factory.
Oh my gosh. This is the worst pick I have ever seen in my life. Philadelphia Eagles. Oh, well, like I said, it's mock draft. But if this actually happens, which I'm not surprised if it would, it's just, fitting. Philadelphia Eagles, they have had a really bad draft the last couple of years. But when you're tanking and you pick a tight end in the first round, that's how you know this team is just absolute garbage. It wants to go 0-16 once again. A tight end, this dude's not bad. Obviously, he's number 6 worthy, but Philadelphia Eagles, this is the opposite of what they need. They need to draft defense, not a tight end.
Yeah, so I agree. I mean, I don't like this pick either, really. Dallas Goedert, good replacement for Zach Ertz. We know Zach Ertz is on his way out. He probably had his last snap as a Philadelphia Eagle. And if 2 of the big 3 wide receivers are still here, Jalen Waddle, Devontae Smith, that seems like a pretty good pick. But you're right, the Eagles could use defense as well. Patrick Surtain looks like a smart pick for this team. As long as they don't get a quarterback, I don't see how they can mess it up. All right?
Which they might because they're the Eagles.
Yeah.
All right, number 7. We have the insane linebacker, Micah Parsons, Penn State. What a monster, right? So I go to Penn State. I watched this dude when he played. He didn't play last season. He opted out. But dude was an absolute game changer, absolute monster.
Yeah, monster of a
literally insane. And Mike disagrees. I mean, obviously he's talented, but Mike thinks this dude is bad. Why do you think that?
So he is a monster. I'm going to Penn State too. He's a monster player. But there's been reports he's a monster personality, cockiness, anger.
That's not a bad thing if you think about it.
Yeah, but anger issues. There's been some weird stories coming out. Teams are saying he might fall in the draft. That just seems like, who wants to waste their 7th overall pick on someone that's risky? This dude could be the centerpiece of Detroit's defense to build around with Jeff Okudah. But, bye-bye Marvin Jones. Wave your hand. Bye-bye Kenny Golladay. Both free agents. They're probably both gone. They might need a replacement wide receiver. So why risk it with, the monster Micah Parsons instead of just taking, Jalen Waddle, Devontae Smith, even Patrick Surtain?
Yeah, I don't think this dude's going to be a problem on the field. But this dude reminds me of Devin White. I was thinking of that before I even read this. And a mixture of Jalen Ramsey's personality. When he trash talks, has a monster mentality. This dude's going to be a beast. This is a good pick. This is who I think the Eagles should pick, but I doubt it. So, number 8, got the Carolina Panthers. QB, Justin Fields. Oh my. Justin Fields, overrated. He's been overrated every day of his life. And, Panthers offense is very good. McCaffrey running back, DJ Moore, Curtis Samuel, Robbie Anderson. Very talented offense. Their defense was their problem last year. Teddy Bridgewater had his bright moments, but ultimately he didn't. So, 50-50 pick. I think could be bad, could be good. What's your opinion?
You're right about 50-50 because if the Panthers get Field this late, I don't know, dude. It seems super risky for the Panthers to stay at 8th overall if they want a quarterback. Fields, Lance, if they're okay with both, maybe they stay at 8 and they're fortunate enough to get one. But if they want one in particular, they better have a plan and know what they're doing because they both could be gone. Or maybe they get the one they don't want and then, then they panic and they have to take somebody like Monster Michael Parsons. Who knows?
Yeah, Michael Parsons, if he's available, that's a really good pick. So, yeah, number 9, go to the Denver Broncos. Projected to take the first cornerback in the draft, Patrick Surtain. You can talk about him because I don't really care about corners.
Denver takes the top cornerback. That's a strong pick if this comes true. The Lions at number 7 or even the Eagles at number 6 might take him, though. This might not happen. At number 9, Drew Lock. The Broncos, I know you were saying that the Broncos might need a quarterback. I don't know. You can talk about Drew Lock. What do you think of him? I don't think Drew Lock's that good. I think he's a decent quarterback, but if you want to win the Super Bowl, look somewhere else, baby. What do you think?
Yeah, so coming into the 2020 season, everyone thought the Broncos were a playoff team, and they weren't. Why? Drew Lock. Drew Lock, it's not good. It's really bad. Obviously, Courtland Sutton, boom, injured. But besides that, they drafted 2 receivers last year. The Denver Broncos did. They both look they're going to be really good. Melvin Gordon kind of struggled. But Denver Broncos offense, it's really good except for their QB. Their defense ain't that bad, but it's kind of bad. So this is a good pick. I wouldn't be mad if they took a QB.
You're right.
So,
Melvin Gordon did struggle with driving. All right, number 10. Number 10, the Cowboys do need help with their cornerback position. But
oh my.
Farley? All right. The Cowboys, we got
my.
Cowboys sitting here. The Cowboys are like, let's go. We're going to get the best corner in the draft, Patrick Surtain. And the Broncos take him. Then the Cowboys are like, oh no, who do we pick? Oh no. And they're like, wait, is Dak even playing? Dak gives them a phone call. Hey guys, I want $90 million a year. They're like, what? They hang up the phone. They panic. Take Mac Jones. Imagine if the Cowboys took Mac Jones. That'd be pretty funny. But Caleb Farley, I don't know, dude. There seems like there's some better players on the board, but I mean, their defense did get exposed last year. But Trayvon Diggs was a little bit better for the end of the season. What do you think?
Yeah, so the Dallas Cowboys, Dak Prescott literally wants $90 million a year. That's not an over-exaggeration. Are they going to sign him to a contract? Because, there's questions around that because of the injury, obviously. Defensively, the Cowboys were, they got better as the season continued, but they were horrible. Cornerback position is not where their defense struggled, so this is a really horrible pick. Debatably as bad as their NFC East rival, the Philadelphia Eagles. And obviously it's fitting. So, number 11, we got another NFC East team. Are they going to redeem the NFC East horrible picks? Answer to that question is maybe. What is your opinion on this pick?
All right. If the Giants get Devontae Smith, GG. But he's not going to do it.
Obviously, it's good, obviously.
Yeah, GG.
Is it good for the Giants, though?
Yes, the Giants, they would love Devontae Smith, but guess what? They're pursuing Kenny Golladay in free agency. I feel like Kenny Golladay, the Giants, would be a huge thing. They might not even need a receiver. I think Jalen Waddle or Rashawn Slater are both going to be solid picks for this team and a little more realistic. I expect Waddle or Slater to both be here. So either one of those guys I think will be a solid pick for this offense.
Yeah, honestly, Devontae Smith is way too low. He's going to be up here somewhere. He's obviously a beast, and he's, in my opinion, the best receiver in the draft. The New York Giants, they have a really talented offense, and their defense isn't half bad. I don't understand why this team doesn't have a winning record, why it didn't have a winning record. Daniel Jones is, in my opinion, going to have a good season next year. And this team is going to win the NFC East with Devonta Smith. So, good pick in my opinion. Number 12. 49ers, they should draft an edge. Why? Because their defensive line was decimated with injury in 2020. That is 100% true, and I 100% agree. What is your opinion on this?
Yeah, the 49ers, I mean, there's rumors of Jimmy Garoppolo potentially being traded or leaving the team. I mean, imagine if that happens, that'll definitely shake things up for the draft. But also, there's a lot of other free agents on this team. Richard Sherman, he's probably going to be gone. They could use somebody else quarterback. They have Robert Saleh, he left, so they're going to have a new defensive coordinator. You know, they draft defense, whatever. Whoever they take, they're going to. I don't know. The 49ers are having a lot of people come back, so they're going to be a lot better next year. But they also are going to have some holes to fill. It seems like.
Yeah, this is, I guess, a good security pick. First security pick of the draft. Unnecessary, but good. Number 13. You have the Los Angeles Chargers selecting an offensive tackle. Very talented. Justin Herbert had an amazing season just to protect him, basically, to make sure he doesn't get sacked every game, which, in my opinion, wasn't the biggest threat, but I guess it's a good pick. What's your opinion?
I mean, you know, never hurt to build the offensive line. This guy seems like a pretty good offensive lineman. You know, you can't really go wrong. It's a pretty safe pick. And Justin Herbert, offense looked pretty good. What about the Chargers defense? How did the Chargers defense play last year?
Yeah, the Chargers defense, I think it had a couple injuries with key players, so I didn't think it performed to its potential, obviously.
Honestly, the Chargers should be drafting a coach. Like, if the Chargers were able to draft a coach, they'll win a couple more games.
Yeah, they went 7-9 actually. It's very impressive. So their offense, I don't think it needs an offensive tackle. Their defense it just needs to get better if they want to make the playoffs, which it probably will in maybe next year, maybe the season after. So now the mock draft starts to get a little,
Yeah.
a little imaginative.
You'll see what
All right, so we have the Saints drafting at 14 via Vikings trade. That makes no sense. But Mac Jones to the Saints. Why is this a trade? Because if you look at number 15, the Patriots are projected to take Mac Jones, right? That is the projection. So the Saints basically want to steal this talented quarterback by trading with the Vikings. Do you think this is a possibility?
All right. No, first off. So the Vikings, obviously they have two really good receivers. Jalen Waddle's still on the board. He's a beast. J.C. Horn's on the board. He's a beast. Why did the Vikings want to trade down all the way towards the bottom of the draft just to trade with the Saints? I don't understand this one. Like, I don't even know. Why did the Saints want Mac Jones? They have two quarterbacks as it is. I don't understand this one. But I think it's funny that after this pick, we see the Patriots panic and trade away their pick.
Yes.
Because Mac Jones isn't available.
If this does happen, which it probably won't, the Patriots are going to panic, as you said. And they're going to trade their pick to the Washington football team to get Jalen Waddle. I wouldn't be surprised if, this is only going to happen if the Saints trade with the Vikings, which I doubt will happen. But, the Vikings, they need defense, right? They need defense. Are there any talented defensive players? They're all offensive talents. Quarterbacks, wide receivers. That's why the Saints might trade with them. But realistically, the Patriots at number 15, they're going to pick Mac Jones. This is not going to happen. What is your opinion?
Yeah, I agree. I think the Patriots get Mac Jones probably in the early draft. But imagine if the Washington football team pulled it off, got Jalen Waddle. They would finally have somebody to complement McLaurin. I have McLaurin as a keeper in fantasy. Oh my God, he gets triple cover at every play. And it's so annoying. But yeah, they could definitely use another receiver to take a little bit off that burden off of Terry. I definitely think it would be a good pick for Washington. Unrealistic, maybe, but we move on.
Yeah, the Washington football team, really solid team last year, but the only thing about Washington is their quarterback position was bad. And
Bad?
They only have one wide receiver. Yes.
No.
And they only have one wide receiver.
Taylor
Yes.
Heineke?
Oh my gosh, dude. Honestly, what a monster, but still. I think they need a quarterback, but like I said, Mac Jones is gone, and the Patriots are not going to trade. So number 16, Arizona Cardinals. Cornerback, the next available one, makes a lot of sense because Patrick Peterson, replacement. That is true. He is goner. This makes sense. What do you think?
I think they should trade this and Kyler Murray to get Deshaun Watson, rebuild the Texans franchise. They have all their good players.
And
Become the
Kyler
Texans,
Murray.
and they become the Arizona Texans and go on to go 4-12.
Yes, that is true. So, next, we have the Las Vegas Raiders. What is wrong with the Las Vegas? Why didn't they make the playoffs? Because their defense. Honestly, that's it. Offense, pretty solid. Their defense has so many draft picks in the last couple of years. Why isn't it good? I don't know. Defensive tackles, I guess it'll stop the rushing offense of the opposing team, like it says right here. And that's basically it. Defense is really bad for Raiders. It's a good pick. First defensive tackle, I believe, on the board. What's your opinion?
Top 3 receivers. If the top 3 receivers are gone, which they will be, we move on and we get defense. They pick the top defensive lineman, whatever they want, and they bolster up the defense. Safe pick, whatever. Move on.
Yeah, not a lot of defensive players drafted so far. Like 80% offense. So, this is what I was talking about earlier. I said we might see an Alabama reunion in Miami. I think this is a really good pick. Myles Gaskin, showed potential, but Najee Harris is literally the next Derrick Henry, in my opinion.
What?
This is a good pick.
All right, that's a bit of a stretch. I think.
We'll see.
More like he's the next Jordan Howard. Some
Come on.
Yeah, I don't know. You can't call him Derrick Henry, but he definitely showed flashes in college. I think they're pretty good. I don't mind this selection. I was a little concerned at first. Like when we first did this video, we had to redo it because the audio was corrupted. It's called pain. But
Really bad. Dude.
I didn't realize the Dolphins already picked. What was it? 3rd overall, 4th overall? What are they? Yeah, at 3rd overall. This has them taking Jamar Chase. Let's say they take a wide receiver there, Jamar Chase, maybe Devontae Smith. Then they have another pick, and they go with Najee Harris, whatever. They have 2 of the best offensive skill position players in the draft. They have the best running back.
That's very true.
The best wide receiver. That's pretty smart move, and that'll definitely help out Tua, who struggled a little bit last year. I think it's a game changer right here.
Yeah, so Dolphins defense pretty good. It's a good pick in my opinion. I hope the Steelers get him, Najee Harris, but we'll see.
That's not big greedy.
So number 19. Like I said, this is realistically going to go to Washington. And Washington is definitely not going to select an edge. They need a wide receiver or anything offense, maybe a quarterback, but there's really nothing else left on the board. So, skip over that one. Who really cares? We got Chicago Bears. Boom. Offensive tackle. Chicago Bears defense, really solid. But, quarterback,
spit it out.
I don't know.
Spit it out.
I don't know what's wrong with them. Honestly, I don't know. So,
I do.
Mitchell Trubisky,
yeah.
probably. There it is. So, I don't understand how offensive tackle is going to make him better. But we'll see what happens. Maybe it will, maybe it won't. It wasn't even that pressured. So, like I said, this gets a little fishy, out of hands. Like, this isn't going to happen. Come
Trade
on, bro.
10-11 in the first round.
So, I don't see this happening, but I do believe the Cleveland Browns need a corner, safety, or a linebacker. It makes most sense. Their offense is pretty good. Defensive line's pretty good, but everything else is bad. So, yeah. Next, Packers. It's not going to happen. They're not going to trade. But the Packers, their secondary was absolutely garbage last year. It's the only weak spot on their team. The only reason why they didn't win the Super Bowl is that you agree with me, right?
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. So, might as well talk about the Colts and the Titans because realistically, they're gonna be 21-22.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Colts basically. I don't even know what they need. Defense is pretty solid.
Who cares? Colts
Quarterback.
Colts won the Super
whatever.
Bowl. Carson Wentz is a beast.
No, Carson Wentz sucks. So, Titans. What's wrong with the Titans? Offense, nothing's wrong with that. Defense. Oh, that's the bad part. Their safety, their secondary, so bad. That was the problem with the Titans. This is a good pick. If they trade with the Titans, which they won't. So Titans should be getting Greg, bro. Come on. New York Jets, like I said, they have another pick. They probably traded with some team, right? I don't remember who.
I don't know.
Yeah. So an edge makes sense.
Makes sense to me because the Jets' new head coach, Robert Saleh, he was the 49ers defense coordinator. He just came from coaching Nick Bosa. Now he's like, oh no, I'm on the Jets. I don't have anybody good. He's like, please let me get somebody who at least is somewhat like Nick Bosa. And he picks Azeez Ojulari. And you know, we move on. He wants to rebuild the team from the ground up, and you gotta start somewhere.
What the heck is this? All right, as a Steelers fan, Alejandro Villanueva isn't gonna leave.
All right.
Come on.
He is.
What is this? No.
You're broke. You're poor. Your team has no money.
It's got like 15 mil in cap space, but like, come on. So I don't see this happening. I hope the Steelers get Najee Harris at running back. The only thing they need is a running back. Come on, team. That's it. So.
All right.
Yeah.
Are they really gonna replace Alejandro with Alejandro?
Dude, they're going to sign him. The Steelers aren't going to make any notable free agent signs. Sign Juju and draft a running back. That's all the Steelers need is running back. That's it. That's all they need. Realistically, come on. So, yeah. This is unrealistic.
Trade number 12.
Who cares about... Yeah, trade number 18. We have the Jaguars and the Chiefs. Not going to happen. Like I said, Colts, they're pretty solid.
Trade number 13.
Baltimore Ravens. I don't know what's wrong with the Ravens. Come on. Like, they should be a Super Bowl team every year, but they're not. Offensive tackle, that is smart. Because their offensive line did get injured pretty bad last year. So that's a smart trade. I mean, pickup. Like I said, Minnesota Vikings, they need defense. They're definitely not going to trade with the Saints. But they do need a defensive player. Because that's why they lost every game that they lost last year. Your opinions on that?
I mean, they traded from 14 to 28, so I hope they got Taysom Hill or somebody crazy. So
I hope they get a couple of draft picks for that, but yeah. Titans, they need safety, corner. Edge rusher doesn't make any sense. Buffalo Bills, if the free agent tackles leave, this is a smart pick, but they won't. Jacksonville Jaguars, who cares about them? And the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, they'll probably be signing, every good player in the NFL because they all want to win the Super Bowl, so they don't even need a draft pick.
Pronounce his name?
Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah.
All right, pretty good.
All right, so yeah, that's basically it. I don't think this is realistic at all. A lot of these picks and trades are unrealistic, and that is it. So, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed.
Make sure you smash the subscribe button and let us know if you think some of these picks were good, some of these were bad. Let us know what you guys think, and let us know if you're excited for the next one coming out soon.
Yeah, so thanks for watching. Adios.